Jnananjanashalakaya chakshurunmilitam yena tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langayate girim yatkripatamaham vande Shri Gurun dinataranam. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Krishnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamini Namane. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharani Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschacharya Namo Vishnupadaya Radhikaya Priyatmane Shri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Narayaniti Namane Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Rakshak Shri Dhariti Namane Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namah. Namo Mahabhadanaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratishe Namah. He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Namami Hari Priye Vrindaye Tulsi Devyai Vyai Keshavasya Cha Krishna Bhakti Pradevi Satyavachai Namo Namaha. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. First of all, I'm offering my unlimited Dandavat Pranams, my Shraddha Pushpanjali at the divine lotus feet of my most worshipable beloved Gurudev, Nitya Lila Pravishta, Om Vishnu Padasto Tarasata, Sri Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada. Then I'm offering my same Dandavat Pranams and Shraddha Pushpanjali at the lotus feet of my most worshipable beloved Siksha Gurudevs, Nitya Lila Pravishta, Om Vishnu Pad, Asto Tarasata Sri Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Goswami Maharaj, and Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Vishnu Pad, Asto Tarasata Sri Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, our beloved Srila Gurudev. My Dandavat Pranams to all my Shri Rupanuga Guru Varga, and my Dandavat Pranams to all the most exalted, pure-hearted Vaishnavas, Vaishnavis in this assembly. Hare Krishna. So my subject matter is Shri Guru Tattva, because also I was requested by Shravan Prabhu. He told that Srila Gurudev's Tirubhav festival was very wonderful here, and everyone became inspired by this topic of Guru Tattva. So they're continuing until his appearance day to discuss this topic. And I'm very happy to accommodate that request, because I like to talk about Sri Guru Tattva. And especially I like to utilize the book that I feel is just one of the most wonderful presentations of the entire subject matter of Guru Tattva that I've ever seen. And lots of devotees agree with me. It's called Sri Guru and His Grace. It was taken from the conversations that Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Maharaj had with many of the leading gurus and leaders of ISKCON just after the disappearance of Srila Prabhupada and into the early 80s. And it's quite astonishing, actually. I think those who have read it, I'm seeing some heads nodding in agreement. And if you want to give yourself a great treat, read this book. It will give you so much reinforcement in your heart and very greatly solidify your understanding of Guru and Guru Tattva. So all of us are so fortunate because we have Sri Guru. And our meeting of Sri Guru in this life was not by chance. Actually, nothing is by chance, is it? Nothing. Nothing happens by chance. But particularly, the meeting of the sincere soul who is seeking connection with the Absolute Truth. That meeting is arranged by that Supreme Being Himself. Because actually He's already situated in everyone's heart. There is never a time when the Jivatma is separated from Krishna. Only the illusion of Maya Shakti, potency, keeps the Jiva in the illusion of feeling separateness from Krishna. But when the Jivas sojourn in the material existence through many, many lifetimes, through many, many bodies, species of life, when that Jiva comes to a point of great good fortune, only then does Sri Guru manifest. Sri Guru manifests. It is the causeless mercy of Krishna. And we should know this. We should always honor this in our lives, that this has happened to us. Whether it happened to us after a great struggle of not knowing, whether it happened to us being born into this. In any way, the appearance of Sri Guru for us, each individual devotee, is directly in exchange with Krishna Himself. There is no doubt at all that Sri Guru is none other than a direct manifestation. It is called Sakshad Haritvena. And the word Sakshad that we sing every day in our Gurvastakam, Sakshad Haritvena Samasta Shastra. Sakshad means direct. Sakshad. So actually, Sri Guru is directly Hari. Because that principle of Guru, known as Guru Tattva, it is directly a manifestation of Baladev Prabhu. Baladev is the Akhanda Guru Tattva, undivided principle of Guru that manifests in infinite forms. But the principle is one. Akhanda Guru Tattva. And that Guru Tattva, Baladev Prabhu himself, in the form of his many expansions of his expansions, comes in the heart as the Antaryami. Antaryami, the guide within, who is guiding every jiva. Vaishnava Siddhanta places very high importance on the principle of Guru and Guru Tattva. It is most fundamental principle. So our great gurus, especially Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he has composed Guru Vashtakam for 8 prayers to the spiritual master. When Srila Prabhupada came to bring this whole movement to the world in the Western countries here, he recorded this song. Samsara dava nalalita loka tranaya karuna gana ganatvam pratasya kalyana gunarnavasya bande guru sri charanaravinda. Every devotee should chant this prayer every day with great love in their heart, meditating and worshipping the lotus feet of Sri Guru. Bande Guru Sri Charanaravinda, the lotus feet of Sri Guru. And try to comprehend the deep meaning. Try to understand the characteristics of Sri Guru. What are his qualities? What are his dealings with his devotees? What is his internal nature? How actually he himself is a devotee. Kintu prapuya priya eva tasya. He has 2 sides. 2 sides. Srila Sridhar Maharaj explained it like this. Sri Guru has 2 sides. He has his divinely inspired side, and he has his devotee side. This is the mystery of Guru Tattva. His divinely inspired side is that principle descending in Sri Guru, which is perceived by the disciple. The disciple is perceiving Bhagavan, Sakshat Hari. But Sri Guru is only thinking of himself as a devotee, as a bhakta. But what kind of bhakta? Kintu prapuya priya eva tasya. He is most dear to Prabhu, Bhagavan Sri Krishna. Most dear to him. Priya eva tasya. That's why we pray in our pranam mantra, Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale. Or, in the case of our Gurudev, Radhikayai Pri Atmani. This is the meditation of the disciple. Great, strong faith that my Gurudev is directly the most intimate, dear personality to the Supreme Lord in this world. Shri Krishna is residing within his heart. Every gesture, every movement, everything that he does, it is for them. He has no other business. Only giving mercy to the jivas in this world and trying to bring them all to the lotus feet of his worshipable masters, his beloved lordships. So there can be no one more dear to any jiva in this world than such manifestation of Sri Guru, such personality. When that personality comes into your life, oh, this is the signal that now your material sojourn of many lives, uncountable lives, in this material existence is soon coming to an end. Very soon. This is the symptom. It is described in the 10th canto, in the story of Muchakunda. You know that story? When Sri Krishna fled from the battlefield and this demon Kalyavana was chasing him and he went into a cave. But in the cave there was some figure there, and Kalyavana thought it was Krishna trying to hide, and he kicked the figure, and then he suddenly, this amazing personality rose up, and from his eyes came fire, burned him to ashes instantaneously. But then he saw Krishna standing there. It was preordained. Krishna knew, yes, I have to go and benedict him. He was a great devotee. He had fought on many battlefields, a great Kshatriya. Even for the demigods he had fought, but he became very, very fatigued. And when they asked him for, you can have any benediction, he says, I want to sleep. For a very long time. And I want the benediction that anybody that disturbs my sleep, I can instantly burn him to ashes. So Krishna knew this, and he set it up so that Kalyavana would be burnt to ashes. But then, after that happened, then Sri Krishna appeared, because he was there in the cave. And when Muchakunda saw the beautiful lotus eyes of Krishna and his beautiful form, began to understand that, this is the Supreme Lord, he has come himself. He began to offer prayers. And one of those prayers, I can't quite remember the Sanskrit, but he's telling there that any living entity who comes to the shore, he's describing like a piece of wood floating on a river, and endlessly floating, but then it comes and gets snared against the shore. He said, that is the beginning of the end of the sojourn of the living entity in the material world when he meets the pure devotee. This is not a chance occurrence. It is not by chance. That jiva has somehow become very, very fortunate to meet the pure Vaishnava and to associate with pure Vaishnavas and pure sadhus, and then to meet Guru and to accept Guru. This is the beginning of the end of our sojourn. And when you compare millions of lives to just 2, 3, a couple of lives of sadhu sangha, or maybe some more, but even that, it is instantaneous practically. As soon as one meets the pure devotee, this is the beginning of the end. So it is the most important relationship that anyone can have in this world. The conditioned souls place a lot of importance and become very attached to their bodily relations in this material world. This is quite natural for a conditioned soul, because they identify themselves in this body. So naturally they have this attachment. But that attachment is not actually real, because it is temporary. It is in the realm of asat. Asat means that which is not real, that which is not permanent. But sat is reality, eternity. And every jiva, every soul is sat, is eternal. And so nothing that is of the asat nature of this world will actually satisfy any soul, because you cannot. The body, the senses, the subtle body, they are a covering of our actual self. Srila Prabhupada used the example, which I thought was quite illustrative, that if you want to taste something, but you put a piece of cloth over your tongue, then you try to taste that, what are you going to enjoy? Are you going to be able to enjoy it? Very little. So in the same way, we cannot find what our heart is longing for in any relationship of this world, in any lifetime, in any body, in any species. But when the soul wants to know my eternal relationship, even seeking without knowing, calling out, oh God, where are you? Oh Supreme Lord, where are you? Today I heard one story from a devotee who lives up near where I'm staying at Sri Harinam Dham. What was her name? Oh yeah, Govinda. How did you meet Krishna in your life? Such a nice story. How she went through so much hardship and heavy tests and was calling out for help. Please, please, please help me. And the help came. And she understood, oh, that was God. He answered my prayer. And gradually came to Krishna through the devotees. No one's pathway to Krishna is without some amazing twists and turns. Doesn't matter who it is. Everyone has their amazing story of the Atma. And we don't know also from our previous lives. But in this life, when we meet Sri Guru, now, if we dedicate ourselves, heart and soul, really try to dedicate ourselves, then we will receive so much mercy from Guru and from Krishna. And they can make everything possible, because Krishna has the ability to do that. He's agatana patiyasi. That means his ability to make the impossible possible. So, in one sense, it appears impossible. How can we become pure devotees of Krishna? How can that happen to us? We have so many anarthas, so many material desires, this, that. But yes, it's possible. We have to stick to the lotus feet of Sri Guru. That makes it possible. If anyone, doesn't matter who they are, if they hold on very tightly to the lotus feet of Sri Guru, Prabhupada used to also say, just hold on to my dhoti, I'll pull you back to Godhead. Gurudev has also said the same thing. So if we follow Sri Guru, we are very safe. And it doesn't matter what's happening in our life, all the external ups and downs of our life. Why? Why doesn't it matter? Because it's all Krishna. It's all Krishna who's training us within our heart, training us from the environment that we live in, which is created by us, but which is being maneuvered by Krishna for our benefit. So, Sri Guru Tattva is a wonderful subject, and you've all heard that Srila Gurudev told that firm faith in Guru, called Guru Nishta, it is the what of our bhakti?
Backbone.
What is it?
Backbone.
The backbone. So if you don't have a backbone, you're in trouble. Right? Yeah. So we're lucky that we have Sri Guru, but we have to strengthen our backbone, right? And we have to make it very strong, so that backbone can carry us to the spiritual world. Guru Nishta. And Guru Nishta, faith in Sri Guru, it is not different than faith in Sri Krishna. We should not think that it is different. Because your faith and your attachment to Sri Krishna will be developed proportionately to your love and attachment to the lotus feet of Guru. It does not happen any other way, because Krishna has now come to you personally in the form of Sri Guru. And you can't see Krishna right now, but you can see Guru. And you have met Guru. And he's now implanted in your heart. So he will arrange everything. Lifetime after lifetime. Janme Janme Prabhu say, he is my Lord, birth after birth. Sri Guru will bring us there, to Goloka Vrindavan. So, I'm going to read from this book. So many chapters, so many topics. Let's start from chapter 1, which is called Surrender to Sri Guru. So, even great scholars are perplexed in understanding what is good and what is bad, what to accept and what to dismiss. Kim karma kim makarmeti kavayo pyatra mohita. So, what is good, what is bad, dharma, adharma. We see in the Mahabharata so many very, very precarious circumstances where they have to determine what is the dharmic thing to do. What is dharma? What is adharma? So he's saying that even great scholars, they're perplexed in understanding what is good, what is bad, what to accept, what to dismiss. Even great scholars fail to understand their real necessity. Some people can study the Vedas, but yet not really get the point. What is my real necessity? What is my param artha, my supreme artha, benefit? So this material world is a jungle of perplexities, where the soul has accepted so many different kinds of bodies in different types of consciousness. So like being in a big jungle, and so many different tests, so many perplexities over many, many lifetimes. So, many different levels of consciousness the soul has to go through. Here he says in the laws of Manu, it is written, Jalaja Navalakshani Stavara Lakshavimshati. This is the verse that is telling about the number of different species. This is the authoritative verse of the Shastras. How many species of life that there are in the universe. And it's giving you the count. Krimayo Ruddha Sankakya Pakshinam Dashalakshinam Trimshal Lakshani Pashava Chatur Lakshani Manusha. So first of all, Jalaja Nava Lakshani. In our ocean here, there are 9 lakhs. 900,000 species of aquatics. Maybe not all in this ocean, but these are the number of species in the universe. And then Stavara Lakshavimshati. Lakshavimshati means 20 lakhs of what? Stavara. The living entities who are stationary, they can't move. So plant life. Krimayo Rudra Samkhyakhya. There are 10 lakhs. 10 lakhs of the... it's mentioned differently here. Yes, the reptilian species. That means 11 lakhs. 11 lakhs of insects and reptiles. 1,100,000. Then Pakshidam Dasha Lakshanam. Then 10 lakhs, 1 million species of birds, Pakshi, bird type. Then Trimshal Lakshani Pashava. That means 30 lakhs, 3 million of 4-legged beasts. And then finally, Chatur Lakshani Manusha. That means 4 lakhs of the human species. So Manu says that the trees are in such a hopeless position as a result of their own karma. Their feelings of pain and pleasure are similar to ours. Their souls are not of a lower standard. So in other words, yes, they're stuck. But their soul is the same as ours. Their Atma is the same as ours. And their feelings of pain and pleasure are also there, even though they're in this stationary form by their karma. So still, they are in such a deplorable position as a result of their own karma, and they have no one to blame but themselves. This is the state of affairs in this external world. We are living in an environment which is afflicted with serious misconception and misunderstanding, misguidance, misbehavior. A lot of miss. This is the atmosphere that we're surrounded by in this environment. So much misconception, so much misunderstandings, so much misguidance, so much misbehavior. So how are we to ascertain what is good and what is bad? What we should aspire after and what we should reject? Innumerable alternatives have been thronged in a crowd, coming to influence us. Try this, try this. Especially in this modern day, we're being bombarded. Innumerable alternatives. In the consumerist society, consumerist culture, everyone's being bombarded all the time with suggestions. And now with internet, everybody has their opinion. Everybody wants to tell you, this is what you should do, this is what you should think, this is what you should enjoy, this is what you should acquire. So, and when this area covered by illusion and influenced by misunderstanding is filled with such diversity, then how can we hope to know? How can we hope to know the infinite spiritual world of Vaikuntha? With what attitude should we approach that realm which is transcendental? What should be our attitude? It is transcendental. It is beyond the realm of the senses and the mind. It is called adhoksaja. This word adhoksaja is also a name of Lord Krishna, Bhagavan, adhoksaja, because it means adha kaja, means one who is so high that all others are downward, in the downward direction from him. Adha means downward. So that means that from our position, he is not approachable. Adhoksaja. He is beyond the range of your sensual, perception and your mental and intellectual attempts to know him. He is beyond that. And his realm, it is fully transcendental. The Vaikuntha realm is also adhoksaja. So he's saying here, if we're living here in this world of misconception, completely surrounded by such an environment, how in the world can we hope to approach that realm from where we are in such a low position? How is that possible? So he said, we must accept any way and any alliance that will help us to gain entrance into that realm. Because on our own, how will we do it? We have to get help. And we have to make some alliance. We shall try to have even the slightest connection with that perfect goal of our innate aspiration. This is how Srila Sridhar Maharaj would speak, very wonderfully, the way he would utilize the English language, very poetically, but very to the point. He said, we shall try to have even the slightest connection with that perfect goal of our innate aspiration. What is our innate aspiration? What are we all, every jiva, wants and needs and is searching for? Love, pure love, perfect love, eternal love in the eternal realm, with the eternal personality. But from here, we don't know of that. Yet it is our innate aspiration. So in order for us to attain that realm, that adhoksaja realm, we will have to make alliance. We cannot go on our own. We are helpless. We are hopeless in the midst of disappointment. So we are actually helpless and also hopeless. In the midst of great disappointment. Anybody experienced that in this room before? So we are in extreme danger. That is our position. What is the danger? What is the extreme danger that we are all in? We think that we're all nicely situated here in Hilo, and we have our place, our residence, and we have our friends and our family, and we're all safe. But actually, every living being is in extreme danger. What is that danger? Can you say?
Forgetting Krishna.
Going so blessed and angry. Oh, forgetting Krishna. Wasting this lifetime. It's getting further and further away from Krishna.
Getting further and further away from Krishna. Wasting this lifetime. What else?
Not following Guru.
Forgetting Krishna.
Death can come any time.
Death can come at any time. Is that really true? For all of us in this room? Is that really true? Or maybe just one or two?
Someone else.
Yeah. Krishna tells in the Gita, Neha vikramanashosti pratyavayo navidyate spalpam apiyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. Here, Shri Krishna is telling that anyone on this path of yoga, bhakti yoga, connection with the Supreme, even if he has just a little bit of activity on this path, it is so powerful because it will never ever diminish. What you've done on this pathway of eternal bhakti yoga, it stays with you life after life. It will never leave you. It's a permanent bank account. Neha vikramanashosti. It is never destroyed. Pratyavayo navidyate. Even a tiny amount. Swalpam apiyasya dharmasya. On this path of Sanatan Dharma, the eternal Dharma of the soul, it will even save you if you only have a small amount, Krishna says. And what will it do for you? Trayate. That means it will deliver you from what? Mahato Bhayat. The greatest danger, the greatest fear. And what is that for the jiva? That at any moment you can finish this life, this body, and you may go back down from the human form that we just heard is on the top. You can fall back down. That is very, very dangerous. There is no danger to compare with this. No danger. That means you're confined again for many, many lifetimes. And we know that in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, those who are demons, asura, I place them again and again in demoniac species of life. That's their karma. That's what they earned. But Krishna says here, no. If someone comes onto this pathway of eternal Dharma to approach me, I will help that jiva. And I'll protect him. even from the greatest danger, even if he just does a small amount. So, we are in extreme danger. We are helpless. We are hopeless in the midst of disappointment. We are in extreme danger in this world. We rely on our free will. Everyone, our free will. We rely on that. I'm going to do what I want to do. And our capacity of selection for our own good. It is too minute. It is helpless to guide us. So our free will, if we try to exercise our free will, and we see that most people are speculating, what's the best thing to do? What should I do for my benefit? They don't even understand what is actual benefit. And they think that only material sense gratification is benefit, or some kind of temporary mode of goodness condition. But what is actual benefit? If our Atma progresses toward the ultimate destination, this is called Param Artha, supreme benefit. So if we are just relying on our free will, he says, it is too minute, and it is too helpless to guide us. What danger we are in! Exclamation mark, he says here. What danger we are in. All around us are witnesses to this danger. What are the witnesses? Ahani, ahani, bhutani. Day after day, everyone is going to where? Ahani, ahani, bhutani. Gantastiha yamalayam. They're going to Yama, to death. We witness it everywhere around us. These are the witnesses to prove that yes, we are in danger. But this was the answer of Yudhishthira Maharaj when he was asked the question, what is the most amazing thing? And he said, Shesha Stavram Ichanti Kimascharya Matapparam. Those who are still here, and they haven't left yet, they think, Stavram, I'm going to stay here. I'm going to stay here. And he said, what could be a more amazing thing than this? That everywhere, everyone is going. And yet those who haven't gone are sitting here thinking, I won't go. Not soon. Not soon. It's a long way away. Don't have to think about it. This is the biggest illusion. We are in the midst of different forces that are drawing us, that are attracting us towards different directions. So, proper guidance is the most valuable and the most important thing for all of us. Proper guidance. If we accept direction from anywhere and everywhere, we will be misguided. And that's what happens all the time in Kali Yuga, because that's the nature of Kali Yuga. The sages told this 5,000 years ago at the beginning of the Srimad Bhagavatam, and they looked forward into the Kali Yuga and they said, oh, this fateful time is coming. Very difficult time for the human society. Because in this time of Kali, everyone will have short lives. Not like now in Dwapara Yuga. No. Their lives will be greatly, greatly diminished. They're not going to live long. And they'll be very, very lazy. They'll not have determination. They'll be manda. Very lazy. Sumanda matayo, they'll be misguided all the time. Sumanda matayo means misguided, like he's telling here. If we take advice from here, there, everywhere, we will be misguided. Sumanda matayo, manda bhagya, unfortunate. Jivas in Kali Yuga are so unfortunate. Condemned in so many ways. Born into sinful situations. And manda, hubadrita, that means very disturbed all the time. Not peaceful, not clear, so much disturbance. So he's saying, if we accept direction from anywhere, any person that comes along, anyone that professes some solution to your problems, we will be misguided. Therefore, we must be careful to get proper direction. And that direction has been given by Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita. He spoke it for us. Each one of us sitting here today in this room, every other jiva on this planet, all jivas in this universe, Krishna spoke the Bhagavad Gita for all. And what did he say there? He told us what direction we should take. He gave very clear advice in the Bhagavad Gita where you're going to get the proper direction from that can really help you and how you should approach that. So he told there, Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattva. Very good. You know the verse. So, this is the classic Guru verse. Here, in one verse, Krishna has told us how to approach and who to approach. What mood we should have and who we should direct this mood towards. Only one type of person we should direct our mood towards. They're called Tattva Darshi. Do you know what is the meaning? Tattva Darshi?
Can see the truth.
Yes. This is not anybody. This is actual realized soul who has realized fully the absolute truth. Tattva. The truth. In this material world, everyone is in illusion. They're in the darkness of Maya. They're speculating. They're groping around in the darkness. But Tattvadarshis are not in that condition. They clearly see everything. They understand everything perfectly. They see Tattva. Like the word darshan means to see. And they see everywhere the absolute truth. So that kind of personality is who Krishna is talking about, and he tells to Arjuna, Arjuna, if you want to know Tadvidhi, you want to know that absolute knowledge, then you will have to approach a Tattvadarshi, and you'll have to do 3 things in your approach. Pranipat, Pariprashna, and Seva. You can't do 2 of them. You can't do 1 of them. It will not work. You have to do all 3, and you have to do them in this sequence. You cannot do them in a reverse sequence. First one, Pranipat. Please tell me the meaning of Pranipat.
Offer obeisances.
That's all?
Listen.
Just to offer obeisances?
Surrender yourself.
Offer your ego up.
Pranipat.
Give your life.
You surrender your life. He'll explain it so nicely here. What it means to do pranipat. Our Gurudev, Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, many times he told to us how he did this to his Guru, Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj, when he first met him. He said, I came to the lotus feet of my Gurudev holding my life, holding it in my hands. Like figuratively speaking, but actually. I have now come to you, O Gurudev, with my very life, and I'm surrendering it at your feet. That is pranipat. Second thing, pariprashna, means very serious and sincere inquiry. Prashna means question. It doesn't mean, though, only using Guru as a questioning agency. get your answers. Question answer. Q&A. No. But it means what? It means hearing with a very, very serious, inquisitive and submissive mood to the Hari Katha, and then asking relevant questions. And finally, the third, seva, service. If one does not have the mood of service, then your pranipat, your surrender is not complete, and your pariprashna is not complete. One must serve Sri Guru. And what is real service to Sri Guru? It means that you will make your life completely conforming with what he wants you to do in your life. You don't deviate from that. He is the doctor. You are the patient. He is prescribing. You have to follow. And you have to be obedient. Because the word disciple, it comes from the English word discipline. So discipline is essential. Even in any acquisition of knowledge, if anyone wants to acquire some deep, significant knowledge of any topic, they have to discipline themselves. They will have to go to a place to study this knowledge. They will have to control their senses, their mind. They will have to focus. So, what to speak of the highest and most subtle knowledge? Most subtle. They will have to inquire very, very submissively and follow whatever instructions are given to them. This is the symptom of a true disciple. What is the time?
7:05.
Okay, so I'm just bringing this to a close for today. So he says here in this verse, Krishna has given us the standard by which we can understand what is what from a bona fide source. The standard to measure truth or the standard to measure untruth must come not from a vitiated, vulnerable plane, but from a real plane. So he often refers to the material existence as being the vitiated plane. That means where everything is deteriorating, everything is changing, it has no solidity. And vulnerable, very, very vulnerable, always can be moved here and there. So he's saying here that this standard to measure the truth or the untruth, it will never come from this vitiated, mundane plane, but it comes from reality, the plane of reality. And to realize that, we must have these three qualifications: pranipat, pariprashna, and seva. And pranipat means we must surrender to this knowledge. We must surrender to this knowledge, for it is not an ordinary class of knowledge, which as a subject that we can make our object. Subject and object. So we cannot make this category of knowledge, which is not different than the Supreme Lord, the Supreme Absolute Truth Himself. We cannot make it the object of our inspection. I'm going to inspect and analyze.
And decide what to accept and reject.
Yes, because that knowledge, now he brings the term super subjective knowledge, actually. It's super subjective, because actually we're the object of that knowledge. And he is the subject. We have to realize that when we approach this. It is not like an ordinary subject matter of this world. We have to realize that we are the object, and he is the super subjective. And he is coming down to us by his mercy. We have to accept in that way, and very carefully try to understand with a submissive mood. We may be the subjects in the mundane world, that I'm subjective, I'm examining everything is the object of my inspection. In this material world, we may be that, but we will have to become objects, to be handled by the super knowledge of that plane. We will be handled as objects. Pranipat means that one approaches a spiritual master saying to Guru, I am finished with the experience of this external world. I have no charm for anything in this plane where I have already traveled. Now I am offering myself exclusively at your altar. I want to have your grace. In this mood, we should approach that higher knowledge. Pariprashna means honest, sincere inquiry. We must inquire not with the tendency of discussion. Oh, I want to get into a nice discussion. No. Or we should not inquire in the mood of argument. But all our efforts should be concentrated in a positive line to understand the truth without the spirit of doubt and suspicion. Should not be doubting. We should have full faith. With full attention, we should try to understand that truth, because it is coming from a higher plane of reality that we have never known. We have never known. That's the mood. Finally, there is sevaya, or service. This is the most important thing. Again, this is the most important thing. Seva. We are trying to gain this knowledge not so that we can get the help of that plane, not so that we can utilize that experience for living here. Rather, we must give our pledge to serve that plane. Only with this attitude may we approach that plane of knowledge. We shall serve that higher knowledge. We won't try to make it serve us. Otherwise, we won't be allowed to enter into that domain. If you try to make that divine plane serve you, you won't be able to enter. It is only if you serve that knowledge with that mood, then you can gradually become qualified and be given a free pass of entrance. Absolute knowledge won't come to serve this lower plane. We must offer ourselves to be used by Him. Not that we shall try to use Him in our own selfish way to satisfy our lower purpose. With a mood of service, we shall dedicate ourselves to Him. Not that He will dedicate Himself to satisfy our lower animal purpose. So with this attitude, we shall seek the plane of real knowledge and receive the standard understanding. And then we can know what is what, and we can have a proper estimation of our environment. This is Vedic culture. Absolute knowledge has always been imparted by this process alone, and never by the intellectual approach. Srila Prabhupada Bhaktivedanta used to give the analogy of the bee. The honey is in the bottle, and the cork is in place, and the bee has taken his seat on the glass. He tries to taste the honey by licking the bottle, but just as the bee cannot taste the honey by licking the outside of the glass bottle, the intellect cannot approach the world of spirit. Intellect cannot approach the world of spirit. We may think that we have attained it, but that is not possible. A barrier is there. Like the glass, intellectual achievement is not real achievement of higher knowledge. Only through faith, sincerity, and dedication can we approach that higher realm and become a member. We can enter that higher plane only if they grant us a visa and admit us. Then we can enter that land of divine living. So, a candidate must have these three qualifications before he can approach the truth which is on the higher plane of absolute reality. He can approach the absolute truth only with an attitude of humility, sincerity, and dedication. So in this way, Srila Sridhar Maharaj has introduced the topic of Sri Guru Tattva and the necessity of every living being to approach that personality and that plane of divine knowledge with the proper attitude. Then we can truly benefit ourselves, and when we benefit ourselves, we can benefit all others. Shri Guru Tattva ki jai, Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Goswami Maharaj ki jai, Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj ki jai, Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai, Shri Rupanuga Guru Varga ki jai, Shri Guru Parampara ki jai, Bhagavan Shri Gauranga Mahaprabhu ki jai, Akhanda Guru Tattva Shri Nityananda Prabhu ki jai, Shri Shri Radha Govinda ki jai, Shri Braja Vrindavan Dhama ki jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai, Sri Bhuvana Pavana Harinama Sankirtana ki jai, Samveda Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande Hare Hare Bol. Vansha Kalpataruveshta Kripa Sindhubheva Cha Patitanam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha.